Okay, so we're Company F, and my name is Tommy.
I'm Aiden.
I'm Jackson.
I'm Mason.
And I'm Zach.
So going over some of our goals and strategies for our company, we have some goals for the future. And those two main goals are growing our market share and to maintain and build our SQ rating. So we have some strategies as to how we're going to achieve those goals and as to how we're going to get there. And one of those is to increase our market share. We plan to continue aggressively advertising. Now, this may include increasing costs on advertising, at least maintaining our current levels of advertising, but we want to really continue that aggressive marketing that has assisted us in getting to where we are today. And at the same time, we do need to maintain and build our SQ rating because the marketing doesn't matter all that much if our quality isn't great. So in order to do that, we plan to continue implementing strong quality control policies and competitively paying employees to make sure that they feel valued and they put out a valuable quality product.
So for our past performances, viewing around year 11 to year 14, it showed that we previously struggled in the market share where we held about 4.2% of North America wholesale segment around in like year 14. And if you look over at the strategic map at the top right, we could see that within that circle, our company, Company F, showed some similarities with Company I. There were also other similarities for other companies as well, but we believe that Company I was our closest competitor because of how similar our adjustments were within those couple of years. In year 15 to year 17, we actually ended up our closest competitor ended up being Company K, which held the largest market segment in most of the regions, which is actually insane to think about that we've fully caught up with them. In year 15, the company executed the plans when we realized around year 14 that we needed to make more aggressive plans. So afterwards, after we executed those plans of increasing like uh basically advertising, increasing the price, bettering our product by increasing the SQ rating, our market shares actually went up from 4.2 in year 14 to 9.2 in year 16. And with comparison, we could see Company K being holding about 20.9% of the market share. And afterwards, 1 year later, our company held 10.7%, and Company K has actually been decreasing in the market share with 17.6%.
All right, moving on. We're going to be talking about our current standing now. So our current strategy for our wholesale market, it's going to be to continue to grow our market share by raising our SQ rating and maintaining our brand reputation. So just a couple of stats. So for year 18, our SQ rating for our wholesale segment was 7, industry average of 6.6. Year 18, brand reputation was 96, where the industry average was 77. And our market share for our wholesale was 14.3, industry average of 8.3. These are all for the North American region too. Moving on to our internet segment, our goal for that is to raise SQ rating to increase market share over groups K and B. Tommy was saying earlier about group K. Year 18, our SQ rating for our internet segment was 7. Again, industry average of 6. And then our market share for our internet was 11.2, industry average of 8.3. This just kind of shows the internet and wholesale segment. So you can see on the wholesale side, if we raise our SQ rating like to where group G is, there's a lot of profits to be had there. Same thing for the internet segment. if we can raise our SQ rating to somewhere where K or G is again, a lot of profits to be had. Current competencies for our wholesale. We have a strong and stable market share across all 4 regions, above industry average in the following categories: SQ rating, market share, and pairs sold. Company F, across all regions, has on average about 12.5% higher SQ rating, 4.5% higher market share, and sells 47% more pairs of shoes compared to the industry average. For our internet segment, we have great brand reputation and good use of celebrity advertising and a great amount of different models to choose from. Company F across all regions has on average around 25% higher brand reputation and 135% higher consumer appeal through our celebrity endorsement deals, and 27% more model availability than the industry average. Moving on to value created for shareholders. So from years 11 to 15, like Tommy said, we weren't doing so hot. So our peak earnings per share was only $1.31 a share. Return on equity is only about 9.5%, and stock price was $11.85 per share. All were dead last in the competition at those respective peaks. We did not meet investor expectations, obviously. In years after, we changed that. So in years 16 to 18, our peaks for our financial metrics were 12.22 earnings per share. So 12 times what it was essentially. Our return on equity is now 43.9%. Stock price of $281.18 a share. So pretty good there. We find that for the future of the firm, we will continue to increase our financial metrics and bring more value to our shareholders. And like we said earlier, we're going to do this by raising the SQ rating, market share, and building upon our brand reputation.
So for the future performance here, some of the future strategies we've employed, we kind of start off with continuing on our current strategy of improving that SQ rating. We do want to obtain a SQ rating that's closer to our largest competitors moving forward, being groups B and K. The average S&Q rating between those groups for year 18 was 8.45. So we thought that we wanted to have an S&Q rating for year 19 of around 8.5 just to get that much higher above our competitors there. We're going to do that through continued focus on customer service and overall optimization of our production processes as well. Now, kind of touching on production, we did also want to increase space for additional production here. We have been seeing considerable increases in our sales over the last few years, so we have decided that it is probably necessary for us to increase our production capacity in order that we can keep up with rising demand for our product in the years to come. Now, year 18, we had a net production of around 21,545 units. We do have a target for net pairs produced in year 19 of about 25,000 pairs. And overall, we want to be 3 years down the road in year 21 at a net production of about 30,000 pairs. Now, moving on to brand reputation, consumer appeal, and celebrity appeal, we do have higher than average statistics in these categories within the market. And because of that, we do expect it to be very important in improving our positioning compared to our largest competitors moving forward. So we do want to increase the focus on expanding our high brand reputation and appeal, just to overall continue to grow our name and to show the value of our products compared to our competitors as well. Now, with brand reputation, we expect to grow this through charitable contributions and getting involved in energy efficient initiatives. For that celebrity appeal, we continue with our celebrity and influencer marketing campaigns, just to create a feeling of status and popularity that kind of comes with those celebrities. And overall, we feel like that status and popularity will help increase the demand there on the consumer end. For that consumer appeal, we still want to make this attainable for our average consumers with a solid price, while also providing that same value and status as well. Now, we do also want to increase our market shares. We do expect to increase that as we continue to increase our net production over the next 3 years. And with that increase of production, we will also expect to continue seeing that steady rise in our sales each year. Now, we did have a higher market share than groups B and K in year 18. but they were still relatively close to us in that category. So we do want to make sure that we can continue to grow our market share to further set ourselves apart from our competitors in that area. So we want to make sure that we produce and sell more than groups B and K in the next 3 years combined there.
So yeah, here's a projection of income statements in the next few years, comparing them to the last years 16 through 18. Some key assumptions when looking at this is our increased production facilities to increase our market share. That'll help us, like we've been saying, to increase our production, to get more of a market share out there. Increasing the S&Q rating will also lead to help increase our sales and goodwill with our customers, and then continuing that build brand appeal with our goodwill with the green initiatives and celebrity endorsements. Some key highlights here, looking at the continued rise of the earnings per share, increasing up to over $15 per share by year 21, and then just the continued increase of the net revenues as our production increases along with the sales.